Let's be real for a second. If you're creating content right now, there's a very good chance you're exhausting yourself, burning out, and wasting hundreds of hours and maybe even thousands of dollars on your workflow. And honestly, the absolute worst part is that you probably don't even realize you're doing it. The content grind is relentless. But what if you could rebuild your entire professional workflow from the ground up using only completely free AI tools? Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're giving your entire creation process a massive $0 upgrade.
Just look at the reality of being a creator today. Are you tired of shelling out cash for expensive software suites every single month? You're essentially expected to be a brilliant scriptwriter, a meticulous researcher, an SEO wizard, a graphic designer, a video editor, and a social media manager, all at the exact same time. Every single one of those jobs takes immense time to learn, and professional editing suites or design programs can cost you an absolute fortune. Well, it really doesn't have to be this way anymore. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We're covering 1. AI scripting and ideas. 2. YouTube SEO optimization. 3. AI thumbnails and design. 4. Editing and auto captions. 5. Realistic AI voiceovers. And 6. Repurposing content for shorts.
All right, Section 1. AI scripting and ideas.
So every great piece of content obviously begins with an idea. But that blinking cursor on a blank screen, that is exactly where most creators lose all of their momentum. To cure that dreaded blinking cursor syndrome, ChatGPT, and specifically the incredibly powerful free GPT-4o model, is going to be your ultimate creative partner. Now, the trick here isn't just asking for generic video ideas. You have to give it hyper-specific context. For example, if you prompt it with a specific niche, like sustainable home gardening for beginners, and then explicitly ask for viral titles focused on small spaces and tight budgets, the AI instantly returns highly clickable, super relevant options.
Once you have a title you actually love, you're going to want to follow this exact workflow to maintain creative control. First, obviously the clickable title. Then ask the AI to map out a detailed outline. Give it clear instructions to include a strong hook, 3 main points, and a call to action. You basically have it build the skeleton first. Then, finally, you draft the full 1,500-word script, but you do it section by section. By breaking it down this way, you stay entirely in the driver's seat while the AI does the heavy lifting of turning those bullet points into compelling paragraphs. You can literally go from a vague concept to a finished script in under an hour.
Moving right along to Section 2, YouTube SEO optimization.
Because let's face it, a brilliant script is entirely useless if the algorithm just buries it and no one can actually find it. That's why we use vidIQ. It's a free browser extension specifically designed to crack open YouTube's data. If we plug our balcony gardening idea into it, the data reveals a golden scenario: high search volume but very low competition. These are those golden keyword opportunities you'd likely miss entirely if you were just throwing ideas at the wall and guessing.
Notice the tangible transformation here. We go from a total guessing game with the old title, 5 Vegetables for Balcony, to a highly optimized, completely data-driven strategy with the new title, Balcony Gardening for Beginners, 5 High-Yield Vegetables. By doing this, you have just drastically increased the mathematical probability of your content being found by actual viewers, and you did it all using a completely free tool.
Next up, Section 3. AI thumbnails and design.
Okay, so now that we're fully optimized for search, we need a scroll-stopping visual to actually capture the click. Your title and thumbnail are your first impression, right? Well, Canva's Magic Studio is the perfect free solution here. Instead of endlessly scrolling through the same overused stock photos everyone else has, just feed its free text-to-image generator a highly descriptive prompt, like asking for a photorealistic image of a small, sunny balcony overflowing with tomato and pepper plants in pots. Within seconds, you have a totally custom, totally unique visual asset.
Canva Magic Studio hooks you up with professional templates, custom fonts, and color suggestions to build high CTR or click-through rate thumbnails. I promise you, you genuinely do not need a graphic design degree for this, and you certainly do not need expensive software subscriptions to make a professional, clickable first impression. The free tier literally gives you everything you need to stand out on a crowded homepage.
All right, Section 4, Editing and Auto Captions. Historically speaking, editing is the single biggest time sink in production. Enter CapCut. It is a shockingly powerful free desktop editor that has completely revolutionized the game. It allows creators to export beautiful 1080p content without any pesky watermarks. But you know what's really interesting here? The cost. $0 for one-click auto captions. You hit a single button, and the AI transcribes your entire audio and generates perfectly synchronized captions on the screen. This used to be an incredibly tedious manual job, or it required paying for a third-party service. Having this built in for free is absolutely massive for viewer retention, especially when you think about how many people watch content on mute while they're on their commute or sitting at work.
Which brings us to Section 5, Realistic AI Voiceovers.
If you want a perfectly clean narration without having to do endless, frustrating retakes into a microphone, or maybe you just want to run a completely faceless channel, 11 Labs is the undisputed industry leader right now. Their free tier gives you a very generous 10,000 characters per month. Just to put that into perspective, that translates to roughly 10 to 20 minutes of stunningly realistic, high-quality audio, depending on which voice model you actually select. It is light years beyond those old, robotic text-to-speech voices of the past. It's like having a virtual library of professional voice actors right at your fingertips.
Now, I do want to briefly clarify the rules of engagement here. The free tier of 11 Labs is currently for non-commercial use only, and you absolutely must provide attribution in your description. But you know what? That is perfectly fine for unmonetized channels that are just starting out. You can totally use this free tool until your channel grows large enough that upgrading to a commercial license is basically a no-brainer.
And finally, Section 6, Repurposing Content for Shorts. Let's see how we can build your audience even faster. You've poured all this work into a great long-form piece, and you simply cannot let it die after one upload. We're going to use OpusClip as our ultimate growth multiplier to turn one single upload into 10 or more vertical shorts. Now, the OpusClip free tier often slaps a watermark on your exported clips, but do not let that stop you. Here is the brilliant workaround. Treat OpusClip like a treasure map. Step 1, you drop your long URL in. Step 2, you let OpusClip's AI do its thing, identifying the most viral, highly engaging 60-second timestamps and scoring them for you. Then, Step 3, now that you know exactly which timestamps are the absolute best, you jump right back over to CapCut and quickly make those specific vertical cuts yourself manually. You get the AI's predictive genius, but entirely without the watermarks.
So here is the whole shebang, your actionable masterclass overview. We use ChatGPT for scripting, vidIQ for SEO, Canva for thumbnails, CapCut for editing, 11 Labs for voiceovers, and OpusClip as our shorts guide. And the total cost across the board? Exactly $0. The barrier to entry for high-quality production has completely vanished. You really no longer need a massive budget or a whole team to compete at the highest levels.
So, I want to leave you with this provocative thought. Which free AI tool are you going to use to start building your empire today? The tools are right here, they are incredibly powerful, and they are literally just waiting for you to use them. It is time to stop wasting your precious time and money. If you found value in this breakdown, make sure to follow this explainer series because we are definitely going to be diving deeper into each of these tools in the future. Go out there, claim your free AI stack, and start building.